There is more and more people also on the move, crossing borders, that have protection needs that are not addressed by the international community, and for whom it's not possible to invoke the 51 Convention. If one looks at today's global trends or mega trends, population growth, it's an issue that has not been very much in the global agenda. There is, I think, a certain conspiracy to put the population growth question out of the global debate. But I think it is a main driver that we cannot forget. We are today almost 7 billion worldwide. The forecasts for 2050, as you know, are 9 billion. But population growth is linked to another phenomenon that I think is crucial to analyze what's happening in today's world, which is urbanization. We are having more and more urban refugees, less and less refugees in camps, but more than half of the world's population today live in cities, and again the forecast for 2050 is 70%. This is a total change in relation to traditional patterns, and the protection concerns in an urban environment are very different from the protection concerns in traditional encampment situations or in rural environments. Then climate change. I must say that, in my opinion, climate change is the biggest frustration for anyone that looks at the international community today. The inability to have a common front to address this problem. And it is clear that climate change has huge direct impacts, and it's an enhancer of the impacts of many other trends in today's world. For instance, water scarcity. 1.5 billion people lack safe water. Food insecurity. 1 billion people is hungry today. And there is a clear linkage. We see lots of summits on climate change, summits on food security, but these things are never brought together. And indeed what I feel is that all these megatrends are getting more and more interconnected. The world is becoming smaller and smaller. There are today physical limits to global growth. And they not only are more and more interconnected, but they are also connected with concerns of security and of peace. They trigger conflict in many circumstances, or they help trigger conflict. And at the same time, all these factors combined are today a main cause of displacement. And it is very difficult to distinguish when displacement is volunteer and when displacement is forced in these situations. We know, for instance, if there is a tornado, there is a natural disaster that is clear, that has an impact, an immediate impact. But the slow onset of certain aspects triggered by climate change, for instance, drought. Drought makes slowly areas being totally inhabitable, not inhabitable. And of course, more and more people will be living, and at a certain moment there will be nobody there. Is this economic migration? Is this forced displacement? It is not clear. And what is real is that in today's world, we are having more and more situations in which we have mixed flows of populations on the move. Some might be considered refugees even according to the 51 Convention. Others are clearly traditional economic migrants. But many are in these blurred circumstances which we do not know exactly why they are moving. And we can say that there are modern patterns of forced displacement that are not fully understood in today's world. And because of that, the capacity of the international community to grant protection to people in need of protection in these new trends of forced displacement is very limited.